So how would you build a house back home without you being scammed if you're not there? You had a lot of horror stories about money being sent back home to family and friends to build a house. And when you get back home, you find out that they've been lied to you. So in today's video, let's talk about how you can build your dream house back home without you being scammed. If you watch this video of Mr. James, then you will know how painful it is to lose absolutely everything you have worked so hard for. But that pain could have been avoided if Mr. James has followed the right strategies or the right pathway. Because first thing first, before you plan to buy a land, especially in Africa, you have to be present. No matter how long it takes you to be in abroad, never trust anyone to buy a plot of land for you when you are still in abroad. You need to be present because first thing first, you need to know where the land is. You need to look at the environment. You need to look at the area because when you live in overseas or abroad, your mentality is already different from people who are living back home. You want to be maybe in a very quiet place, quiet environment, because the environment is the most important thing for people who are living in abroad. So that's why it's very important for you to be present by buying that land. Another thing again, before buying the land, there are things you need to do before you can go for that land. You need to know if this land is not a scam. You need to know the owner of this land. You need to find out if this land has been registered through the government. So you need to know what type of land am I buying? Is it a legal land? Before you can now start making purchase. So you need to inquire about the land first. You need to inquire about the land to make sure that the land is legal before you can start discussing about payment. And even with that payment, you don't do payment once and for all. You need to, because sometimes you can even go for this land, you can check the government side. Maybe they said the land is legal, it's owned by the right person that you're going to buy from. Before you pay all that money, do an installment payment, maybe 3 times an installment, because sometimes those land that they said they are legal, you never know, maybe the person has already sold those land to different people. So the first thing you would arrange with the owner of the land, agree for 3 installment payments. When you do the first payment, you yourself don't just leave that land like that. You need to register that land by your own name. And when you're buying a land, never put anybody else's name. Is your name should go on that land. Don't put your family members, don't put your siblings' name or anybody else. It should be your name. You are the one buying it. So your name should be on that land. So when you register the land, by that time you're registering it, make sure they are already brushing that land if there's any grass growing. Because to know if that land has not been sold to multiple people, when you're brushing the land, that's when you will find out. Because immediately they started brushing that land, you will see people will start coming in. Oh, that land belongs to me. Oh, that land belongs to me. Then you will find out if that land is legal enough. It will be legal, but maybe the owner has sold it somewhere else. So that's why when you do your first payment, whilst you are registering the land through your name, make sure you have already paid people to go and brush that land. Then you will know if nobody will come and ask, or if anybody will come and say, oh, that land belongs to me. Then you know the land is safe. So with that process, after registering the land, if nobody comes to claim the land when you are brushing it, then you know it's safe. Then you can now do the second part payment. So within that second part payment, at that time, you've already called a surveyor to come and survey the land. So when the surveyor has surveyed the land and nobody comes to claim the land, then you know the land is safe. So after the surveyor has surveyed the land and then you registered it, so in that sense, make sure you involve a lawyer as well if you have the capability. If you have the money, make sure you involve a lawyer before you can now do the final payment. So in that final payment, you will sign, your lawyer will sign, and the owner of the land will also sign to say that they've handed over the land to you. Until you have those documents at hand, then you will know the land is safe to your name. The land is yours. So when you finish that process, if you don't have any money to start, leave the land. I will advise you maybe take a caretaker. If you have a caretaker, somebody like you can build a small pot, like a pan roof or whatever, something tiny where somebody will be overseeing, monitoring the land. If you have that capability, do it. Like in Sierra Leone, that's what we do. If you purchase a land, you build like a local house with a metal, then you ask somebody to sleep there and you'll be paying them monthly to monitor the land whilst you are going back to abroad. So when you go back to abroad, then you start working out to save. Start working to save. When the time comes for you to make the foundation, then make plans to go and do your foundation. Don't trust anybody to do that foundation for you, because foundation is a very heavy process. It requires a lot of money, and it requires a lot of monitoring to see if the contractor you contracted is reliable enough. And make sure the contractor you hired for the project is a well recognized contractor. Make sure you've seen evidence of the houses that they have built. Make sure they provide you a proof of houses they've already built. And make sure you ask those people that he has built house for, ask around. How is this contractor? Is he reliable? So do your diligence. Make sure you ask around. Make sure you inquire about that contractor before you can trust that project to your contractor. So when the time comes for you to make the foundation, make sure you are there. Make sure you arrange with the contractor. And when you're going to buy the building materials, that is what they require for the foundation, make sure you ask for every receipt of what has been purchased. Or better still, the two of you will go to the shop to buy the building materials. Or if you're not able to go, make sure you ask for the receipt. And sometimes some receipts, I've seen a lot of people who, if you leave the contractors to go and buy stuff for you, they will connive with the store owner. Maybe, let me say, for example, if a bag of cement is, let me say, 50 pounds, they will come and tell you, oh, they said it's 60 pounds. So that's how they work hand in hand. So I will advise you, it's better for you to go there and see what is the actual price rather than giving you a wrong receipt. Make sure you are present till the end of that foundation. And when everything is completed, if there is not enough money left with you, or maybe if your time has ended, book your flight back to abroad and come and start work to save more money. Leave it as the way it is. Your foundation, leave it as the way it is. Come and gather more money, save more money, so that when the big project is ready again, like for roofing or any other major thing that requires money, make sure you book your flight to go back to Africa to do that project yourself. So make sure that you're the one monitoring it, you are supervising what is going on. Any little project, like if it's just blocking to lift up, that one is okay. You can leave it for them to do, but make sure you ask for evidence. They should be sending you videos. They will be doing live videos to show you how the work is going on. That one is okay. Any tiny bits, that's fine. You can trust them. You can give them the money to complete that project for you. But make sure you request an evidence. We'll be sending videos to you for every little things they do in that house. What we are trying to conclude here today is, don't fall for your family blackmail, because I know your family will come to you. Why don't you give us these projects to work for you? Or you don't trust us, or you don't believe us. Don't fall for that emotion. Just tell them that I want to be present when I'm building my dream house, because I want to be here monitoring the contractors to see what work they should be doing for me. So set it straight to them. that you want to build it yourself to the way you want it to be. So share this video to anyone who is planning to build back home. And tell me in the comments below if you have already started building your dream house. And what are your fears? And also, what are the challenges you are facing? So leave it in the comment section below. I'll see you on the next. Take care now. Love you all. Bye.